Alright, so today we're going to do a YouTube tutorial assignment. So this is one of the last assignments, and we're going to go ahead and start. So the scenario is going to be, you have a very bad headache, so you run to the pharmacy to grab some medicine and are immediately overwhelmed by your options. You don't have any allergies or sensitivities to any over-the-counter medication, so you decide to buy the cheapest option to cure your headache. So this is going to mean there's no setbacks, nothing that will confuse you. Alright, so the availability for your options of medicine is Excedrin, which is available as a 200 caplet bottle for $15.51, and each caplet contains 250 milligrams. So you have 200, let's go Excedrin. We got 200 caplet bottle with 250 milligrams of acetaminophen. Alright, so then we're going to start on Advil, and Advil is available as a 300 tablet bottle for $15, and each tablet contains 200 milligrams. We got to make sure we put the 1551. Anyways, Advil is 300 tablets, and they're 200 milligrams each. So we got 200, 300, 200, 250. Alright, and this is of Advil, which is ibuprofen. I'm just going to put IBP as short. And this container is going to be $15 flat. Alright, and then we're going to move on to Tylenol, which is going to be 25 pills. And those are going to be 500 milligrams a piece. Alright, and that's I'm not exactly sure how to say that. Paracetamol? I don't know. P-A-R-A. I'm going to keep it as that. Alright, so next what we're going to do is we're going to go Excedrin. We're going to block that off just so we don't confuse this. This is just our measurements up here. Alright, so next we're going to have, in total, if you multiply these, this is going to be 50,000 milligrams. Alright, multiply this. Here we'll go Excedrin, Advil. Alright, so if you multiply the Advil, you're going to get 60,000. Alright, and then with Tylenol, you're going to get 112,500 milligrams. Alright, so now that you have these measurements, you're going to want to put the prices. So the price of this one is $15.51. Then you want to put the money sign. This is $15. This is $14. This is going to be $14.97. Alright, if you want to put the 2 zeros, you can. You don't have to. Alright, so now what I'm going to do with this is just go ahead and then just say how many milligrams is per dollar. So this first one is going to be 3,223 milligrams per dollar. So right now our main goal, we're gonna try to find the price of just the milligrams, and that's per dollar. So how many milligrams can you get in just $1? All right, we're gonna do the same for Advil. So I got 4,000 milligrams per dollar with this one. All right, then you're gonna do the same for this. All right, so it's 112,500. You're gonna divide that by the 14.97. You're gonna get 7,515 milligrams per dollar. All right. So now that we have this, we're gonna see what the most milligrams is per dollar. So Tylenol. So we're gonna say Tylenol is the cheapest. Just keep this in mind. The dosage information says paracetamol is dosed at 102 milligrams per 15 pounds of the body. So we're gonna go P-A-R-A, right? Para. We'll just say that. All right, that's 102 milligrams per 15 pounds. Then we've got ibuprofen, and that's sitting at 113 milligrams per 25 pounds. And the acetaminophen, acetaminophen, I'm gonna just do ACT. Anyways, so we're gonna have 240 milligrams per 35 pounds. So in order to find how many milligrams there are per pound, you're just gonna go and do the division with this. So you're gonna get 6.8 milligrams per 1 pound. This one's gonna be 4.52 milligrams per pound. And this one is gonna be 6.857 milligrams per pound. All right, so the chemical equation for this is going to be CH9NO2, and this is with the Tylenol. Then we got C13H18O2. Then we got C8H9O2. All right. So the acetaminophen and the paracetamol, those have the same chemical formula, by the way. All right. So now we're gonna find basically how much milligrams is in the body weight for all three. So what I did was I took the 102 milligrams and I did this. I just set it up. I just said, okay, we'll go P T. This stands for this because it goes with the Tylenol. Alright, so we got 1 line, 2 lines. So we'll do a thick line under this so we make sure we don't get it mixed up with the ibuprofen or anything else, the acetaminophen and the Advil, because I did that earlier. Alright, so we're going to do the 102 milligrams or the 15 pounds. But that comes out to, that's going to come out to 6.8, just like up here, milligrams per pound. Alright. So we're going to multiply that because my weight is 180 pounds. So we're going to go 180 pounds, and then that's the factor that we're trying to find. So this factor, after you multiply 6.8 and 180, because the pounds cross out, you're going to get milligrams, right? So this is going to be 1,224 milligrams, and this is for your body weight. All right, then we're going to go AE. And I'm going to just box these so I don't get mixed up. This is the acetaminophen, and this is Excedrin. All right, and that comes out to 240 milligrams per 35 pounds. That also comes out to 6.85 milligrams per 1 pound. And you're going to multiply that by 180. And your unknown factor is right here. That's going to give you milligrams again, because these cancel out. All right, so when you get the milligram count, it should be 800. I'm sorry, not 800. Should be 1,233 milligrams, and that's for your body weight as well. All right, and then we're gonna do a double line for this one. Double line. All right, so we got 113. We got IA. We'll do this, and this is gonna be the ibuprofen and the Advil. All right, we'll double line under that just so we remember which one it is. All right, so this one's gonna be 113 milligrams per 25 pounds, and that equals out to 4.52 milligrams per pound. All right, and we're gonna multiply that by 180 pounds. And here's the factor that we don't know. All right. So when you get all this, you have your unknown factor, and that is going to leave you with 813.6 milligrams for your body weight. And this is my specific body weight, not necessarily anybody else's. So with all of these, you can tell that ibuprofen with Advil is going to give you 813 milligrams, and that's for your body weight. So you do need less of this, but it also costs more. So we can figure that out by dividing this by 7,515. And this number comes from right up here, and that's your milligrams per dollar. All right, so when you divide that, you're gonna get the dollars per dose. So my total for this is gonna be 0.1629. That means 16 cents. All right, if I do the same thing with this, divide by 2. All right, so this is going to be 38 cents per dose. And this is going to come out to 20 cents per dose. So you can tell that this is the most cost effective. All right, all right. So we're gonna say Tylenol has the cheapest dosage. See, even though you need less of this, it's more expensive. So you don't want that. Alright, and it comes in at 16 cents per dose. Alright, so now we're going to find out what each specific element in Tylenol comes in at, the price of it. So, and this is going to be per dose. Alright. So, per dose, well, Tylenol, first of all, comes as C8H9 NO2. Alright, so we're going to have 6 carbon, 9 hydrogen, 1 nitrogen, and 2 oxygen. So we're going to go C8. We're going to separate this just so we can match it up. And we're just going to go like this. And now we're going to find the specific weight for each of these. Like, so the specific weight for all of this as well. So for carbon, you're going to have 12.01. And that's times 8 because you have 8 carbons. Alright. Then you're going to do 9 times hydrogen. So hydrogen is going to be 1.01. And you're going to add nitrogen. Nitrogen is 14.01. And you're going to go oxygen. And oxygen is going to be 16 times 2. So your total for this is going to be 96.08 out of 151.18. This right here is going to be your total of all of this. But we'll finish that in just a second. 9.09 plus 14.01 plus 32. Alright, so the total of this is going to be the 151.18. But we're going to find the composition of all of these so we can find each and every individual element. So when you do this, you're going to get 63.55% composition for C8. Alright. And if we do this, 151.18, this is all just by it, but I'm just going to write it down so I don't get confused. Alright, so we got 9.09 divided by 151. That's going to come out to 6.01%. And that's of H9. But we can also say just H, because that's the percentage. Alright, we're going to divide this one. It's going to be 9.27%. And then lastly, this is going to be 21.17%. And this is of oxygen, this is of nitrogen. Alright, so now that we have all the percent compositions for each and every one, we can find out, and that's going to be on the next page. Alright, so we're going to bring these numbers over just so we have them in mind. And this is for C8. Then we've got H9, which is going to be 6.01. And this is all percentage. We got N, which is 9.27. Alright, and then we've got oxygen, which is going to be 21.17. And we can put the percent for all of this. we got the percentage for all of these. What we're going to do is multiply it by the cost per dose, because we only need to cure my headache one time. So the cost per dose is going to be 0.16, which is also going to be 16 cents. So we're going to divide all of these, or multiply all of them, by the 0.1629, just so we have a more precise number. Multiply by 0.1629. Alright, and when you multiply these, it's going to be like 0.6355, not like that. Alright, we got 2117. Alright, so when we multiply these numbers, we're going to get 0.1035. Alright, that equals out to 10 cents. Alright, and then this one we get 0.0098, which you can say equals out to 1 cent, because you can't go back above. Alright, then we got 0.151, which is equal to 1 cent as well. Alright, and this one's going to be 0.0345, which you're going to get 3 cents. Alright, so we got 10, 11, 12, we got 15, and that necessarily, if you add all these numbers up, it's going to equal this number, but you can't round a penny, okay? So, in total, you're going to have 10 cents of C8. You're going to have 1 cent of H9. You're going to have 1 cent of nitrogen. You're going to have 3 cents of O2. And this is per dose, so that's going to be your price per dose. Alright, so just to recap, so we got the price per dose per each element. We got 10 cents for CH, 1 cent of H9, 1 cent of nitrogen, 3 cents of O2. Alright, and that equals out to 16 cents per dose. Right? But your cheapest option is going to be Tylenol, and that sits at $14.97. Alright,